welcome to Setting the Stage. I'm Brooke Savage. The Big Top is in downtown Orlando. It's all for Cirque Mechanics Winter Wonder Shop. Caitlin Reichel is a hula hoop artist in the show, and she is here to tell us all about it. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So first off, I'd like to start off with, how did you get into performing?
My story is a little different. My parents were both circus clowns, so I thought everybody did this. I grew up thinking that everyone traveled in a trailer in tents and did hula hooping and acrobatics. It wasn't until I was a little older that I learned that not everyone's mom and dad were clowns.
That is so funny. Are they still clowns?
My mom, she transitioned from clowning into fire performing, and she still performs to this day. My dad is retired. He decided clowning was a little too much work for him nowadays, so he has retired the clown shoes and is now living the life of luxury as a retired man.
That is incredible. So, like you said, you grew up in the circus industry in a way, grew up traveling, but you're also from Central Florida. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Yes, I live in Central Florida and I love it. I call it the Disney bubble. It's really safe and happy here. I think everyone's very friendly and welcoming. It's the type of city where you walk down the street and people say hello and you can have a conversation and you can talk about going to the theme parks, you can talk about going to the beach and just have a really pleasant time when you're around here in Orlando.
And you've done a lot of stuff here in Orlando too, besides Cirque Mechanics, correct?
Yes, I do a lot of one-off gigs, a lot of work for the theme parks as well. They keep us really busy here. A lot of companies will come to Orlando to do parties, and that keeps us really busy too. It's a really fun place to be. Everyone wants to travel to Orlando. Who doesn't want to come here?
Exactly. And how long? I know at one point your family moved after being in the circus. They moved to Central Florida. Tell us about how long you've been here and how that has influenced you in this performance industry.
I moved here about 20 years ago. I was 10 years old when we moved to Orlando. Probably the biggest impact Orlando had for me was being able to start taking ballet classes because when I was touring, I couldn't take traditional dance classes. I was taking classes in the circus. We were taking acrobatic classes, but when we moved to Orlando, my parents were able to sit me down and really get me those structured classes. So being able to be in one spot was able to really solidify my training. So although being in the circus really helped get my start, being in Orlando helped clean me up and really got me where I am. So I'm very thankful for being in Orlando, for being able to take ballet classes and being able to train. Orlando has such great training facilities when it comes to dance, when it comes to circus, martial arts. We have it all.
Wow, so it was like you got to learn the basics while here in Orlando.
Yes, definitely.
And so, do you use ballet in your hula hooping performances?
Yes, yes, I really do. I try to use my lines and my ability to elongate my toes, and sometimes I even do my hula hoop act in point shoes and do it kind of ballet themed. You won't be seeing that this time, but you will be seeing me use that ballet technique because it's used in every art form. If you have that ballet training, you can't be on stage without seeing that presence. So my favorite thing is when I go on stage, sometimes not even in those ballet shoes, but when I'm on stage, a little girl will say like, "Oh, look, there's a ballerina," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that training came in handy."
I love to hear that. I grew up doing ballet as well. I did it for about
Oh,
11 years. So,
oh,
but
wonderful.
what made you want to get into hula hooping?
I was very lucky. I was taking the group acro class in the circus that I was in. We were with Ringling Brothers at the time. And the hula hoop artist said that I had really good coordination and I was good at prop manipulation because we were juggling and doing some different prop things. So she asked my parents if I would like to start training with her. And the craziest part of this story is she refused any money. She trained with me every single day, 7 days a week, an hour every day, 2 hours on the weekends, and she refused any pay. She just truly wanted to train me and make me a strong hula hoop act. So She trained me every day for a year, and then after that year, I continued being self-taught because I moved and was no longer able to train with her. But yeah, that's how I got my start with her name was On.
Oh, wow, that is incredible. So, talk to
Yeah.
us more about Cirque Mechanics. What made you want to
Yes.
audition?
Well, they're just a fantastic company. They're innovative and creative, and the things that they do will blow your mind. It's a company that will shock you, and that's what's really fun about circus. Circus is not one thing; it's many things. And when I see a circus, I don't want to know what's going to happen next. And being born into circus, a lot of times I do know what's going to happen next. But with Cirque Mechanics, I don't, and it'll surprise the audience because it surprises me. So that's what made me really want to apply and audition for shows like this and many of their shows because it's just so entertaining, and I want to be a part of that.
I love it. And so, talk to us about what it takes to be a hula hoop artist. I'm sure it is very physically demanding. Is there any extra exercises you have to do? Tell us about that.
Yes, a lot of cardio. It's very cardio driven. It's a very fast pace. I call myself a little energizer bunny out there because it's manipulating almost every part of your body. Sometimes you'll be moving. I kind of describe it as rub your stomach and pat your head because that's how you have to be doing your tricks essentially. You'll be moving your knees while moving each arm in a different direction. So I'm doing a lot of training of multitasking and coordination in that way. And for Cirque Mechanics specifically, they like to do things with a lot of elements of heights and excitement. So not only am I using these cardio aspects, I'm also using a lot of adrenaline and heights and new experiences that's taking my hula hoop act into an even higher level, which is really fun. And I'm just so thankful for this opportunity.
Wow. So, another thing I've realized as I do these interviews, not only is a lot happening, on stage or during your performance, there's a lot happening behind the scenes. Do you have
So,
any
yeah.
behind the scenes tidbits to tell us about?
Well, for this show, it's not too bad for me personally. I don't have too many quick changes or cues like that. In some shows, you'll be running backstage, changing costumes, switching shoes, and running back on stage. I'm very thankful. I have a good pacing throughout this show, but I do have some fun moments. I don't want to give away too much, but there's some clowning aspects that I'll put on some funny things and come on stage, and I do love that. I like when I'm good getting into those costuming garments and ready to get on stage and make you guys laugh.
Oh, I love it. Are you
Yeah.
able to say what's your favorite part of the show or give us a hint?
Yes, I really like our opening act. It's a group acro number. It is when every single member of the team is on stage, and it's really impactful. It's fast, it's fun, and I think it really gives you a good vibe of the show that it's intense and it's a lot and it is fun. So I think that just that opening number is probably one of my favorite parts. And once we do it, and we just knock it out of the park, I know the show is going to be great. So just that first number, once we do it, it's a good one.
Wow, it sounds so exciting. What is the main
Hmm.
message you hope people take from the show?
The main message is to just have fun and know that you can do anything you set your mind to, especially around the holidays. It's a time to really spread joy and cheer. And if that's something you want to put your mind to, is to make someone happy today, you can do it. You can make someone smile. So I think that's the point of our show, is to make everyone in that crowd smile.
Awesome. And so, besides Cirque Mechanics, have you been on tour for a while? Because I know you do other circus events as well.
Yes. I like to say I go where the phone rings. I really will travel and go wherever I can go if they're willing to pick me up from my location, take all of my things. It's a lot of things. I travel with a lot of hula hoops. So if you're willing to take me and all of my hula hoops with me to your location, I am so willing to travel. So I am mostly in Orlando, but when I can travel, I'm there.
Awesome. And what's next for you after Cirque Mechanics?
What is next? I have a gig coming up in Texas in January, so I'm very excited for that one. That one will just be a few days, but those are really fun for me too because I get to just do a short little experience and then come home to sleep in my bed, which I like to sleep in my own bed.
Yeah, I completely agree. When I'm on a vacation, I miss my own bed for sure. Is there anything else you want to bring up about the show, Cirque Mechanics?
Well, if you guys didn't know, it's at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. You can get your tickets at the drphillipscenter.org. The show runs from December 12th through the 29th. It is in a gorgeous tent right outside front in the courtyard. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope I see you all there. Make sure you come say hi, cheer and scream for us because we're going to be giving it all for you guys.
Exactly. It's not often you see a tent in front of the Dr. Phillips Center. I'm not sure how many times that
Exactly.
happens.
No, not very often at all. So it's a
Yeah.
great experience for you to come see a real circus tent.
Awesome. Well, I also posted the information on the tickets that Caitlin just mentioned on clickorlando.com/setting the stage. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Have a good day.
Yeah, you as well. Bye, everybody.